Hey, what's up, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of Seeking Spirits. Nick, what are we talking about today?
Today we are doing a recap, a post-mortem of The Return to White Hill.
Yeah, The Return to White Hill, and you know, White Hill never disappoints.
It sure doesn't.
It's the only location that we've been to twice.
Yep.
And every time we've gone, it kind of just kept getting better.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, we're definitely going to go back.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so convenient for us, and it's a really good spot, and it's affordable.
Yes.
Which is a big thing when you're doing these, because these get
These are
super
so expensive.
But yeah, and we have fun there. And,
yeah.
The staff's really nice and everything. It's just a good spot.
It is.
So, and not to mention just the activity it's there.
Oh, for sure. And, we had different stuff happen to us this time.
We did.
Than the first time. But both times there was a lot of activity in the basement.
There was. Yeah.
Excuse me.
I think this time we got a little more in the attic than we got last time too.
Yeah.
Which was interesting.
We got some crazy DR60 action.
God. That was the first time we got to use the DR60. If you guys haven't watched it, and go back and watch it, but we'll explain what a DR60 is. It's called the DR60 Panasonic. They made it in like the 80s. And like voice recorders are made for just like taking notes and stuff like that, doing interviews and things like that. They're not made for ghost hunting. But they discontinued it after I think like 1 year because it was just picking up extra stuff that the people who were buying recorders didn't want, and no one was buying that for ghost hunting and stuff, especially then.
Right.
So they discontinued it, but I don't know how someone found out, but like people started using it, and that shit is like golden. Like
probably somebody just like, because you can just buy like normal voice recorders, and that's normally what people use.
Yeah. So maybe they I bet you someone bought it at like a yard sale or something.
Well, I bet you even like people were doing this back at that time.
I'm sure, but
maybe
I don't know when it became like known and popularized that, man, this thing
honestly,
gets voices like crack.
I think it was probably just because it was like well known in the paranormal space after somebody like really got it, and then they were like, "Oh, go buy this," and then somebody else bought it, and then like
it just spread like wildfire.
Yeah, and then the people on like when the paranormal TV shows are using it, then you're like, okay, well if they all have this, then it's something worth investing in.
Oh yeah,
and it was a lot of money.
Yeah, no, those things go for anywhere upwards of $5,000. Sometimes we didn't pay that, thank God. Yeah, we got a steal on it, honestly.
Yes,
really good steal, but it is worth its weight in gold, dude.
Agreed.
With the first one we used, they said something to us.
Yeah, and we were on live too on TikTok. So if you're not already following Seeking Spirits on TikTok, you definitely should be.
Please.
We went live on my account, but I guarantee you by the time that we go live next time, like that we're on site, we should have 1,000.
Yeah, exactly.
But we can kind of like, we're trying to figure out how to do the dual live. Yeah, so that we can be like have two phones pointing down like different hallways or two different locations or whatever.
Exactly.
And we kind of like, we'll do some investigating in front of the live stream.
Yeah.
And that was like the first time we used the DR60 at all.
In front of it. Everyone saw it live.
Of the live stream. And everybody was freaking out. We were freaking out.
Yes. What did we ask again? We have ADHD brain.
Oh my gosh.
Once again, all right, I just want to say real quick that we realize like the postmortems is something that's kind of malleable, and we're changing things. We really just don't have the time to review all of our evidence before we do this, because I have to fly in and stuff like this.
Yeah, we batch film.
And this time is a little, it'll still, I think it'll be okay this time, because we had a lot of experiences we'll be able to talk about and stuff like that. But you'll have to give us, bear with us while we recall some of it. But like, I'm pretty sure it said leave.
Yeah, it said leave, and then after it said leave, it said get out.
It said it back to back, and it was clear as day. You could hear it clear as day. The live stream heard it. Everyone was freaking out.
So insane.
That was the first time we touched record on that. So that was just mind-blowing.
Absolutely mind-blowing. Honestly, we still have most of those, right? Like, you only deleted the ones that were saying nothing.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go grab it, I can.
Yeah, let's grab the DR60.
We could try. Okay, so we decided, we were just telling you guys about the recordings. Why not just go grab the recorder and show you guys, because
Right.
it keeps it on this recorder, and it's pretty. This one thing I really like about this is it has a button on the back where you can go back 10 seconds. It's
Yeah.
pretty easy to review EVPs on this, much
And you
easier
can
than the
slow it
other ones. You
down.
can slow it down, speed it up.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to show you them. And actually, when we were just listening to it, we realized that it said something extra that we didn't know.
Yeah.
So this first one we're going to show you guys, it tells us to leave.
Which we didn't catch the first time.
We didn't catch the first time, and then right after that, it tells us to get out.
And that's the one that we caught.
Yeah,
that's the first one that we thought we got.
But that was the first one ever.
It says leave
before, so we're gonna show you guys.
Crazy.
These recorders are old, so it is kind of like a muffled thing, but it catches stuff like crazy. So check this out.
If you know, you know.
If there's anybody here with us, could you come say your name into this device I have in my hand?
Wait, no, it's after this one.
Yep.
I put the capital.
Get out. That is, I want to hear at least the get out again, because that is so. Well, it says leave right there. Get out. That is so loud.
It's so loud.
Clear.
But that's not the clearest one we ever got, so make sure that you guys are subscribed because there's a real crazy one coming up.
We had a crazy weekend.
Yeah, we did.
And then we got this other one where they tell us to
leave again.
So here's this one.
Could you tell us why you want us to get out? Do you not like people in this building? Is there any specific reason that you want us to get out of the attic?
That one's like a... That one's loud. That one was almost like leave. Like it was like really mad.
Yeah.
And that was back to back to back. That was within 2 or 3 minutes of each other. Actually, I would say 5, but it was quicker than that.
And that's where we basically started.
That was the first thing we did, really.
Yeah, because I don't think
we shot the podcast and then we went upstairs and investigated, and that immediately happened. So that was crazy.
It was absolutely insane. And immediately we felt so much better about spending a lot of money on this recorder.
Yeah, we were like, okay, thank God this wasn't a bust. This recorder is so good. And we pretty much consistently got stuff on it the whole weekend.
We got something at every place. Now
we got a little bit at every place.
We got more in some places than others, but like White Hill, we got a lot.
Yeah, well, in comparison, the other recorders we were using, I think we captured one thing the entire last trip.
But what was interesting is like when we went back to go through all of like the clips and stuff when we're editing, we heard a lot of stuff out loud like that just the cameras picked up.
Exactly.
We haven't done that yet.
No. So there is like stuff that you guys will see when you just watch the video that we haven't
even seen at this point
yet.
Of recording.
Which until we get like super far ahead and we're getting into different, we live closer together and stuff. This is kind of how it's gonna have to be.
Yeah.
Just because of the logistics of stuff. But it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we make it work.
That's totally fine.
But yeah, there's probably gonna be stuff on there that we hadn't seen yet that's gonna scare the shit out of us. But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was literally the first 5 minutes of investigating.
Yeah. Now let's talk about what happened in the room that you did Estes in the first time. So I think it was the kids' room. It like that we were talking in. It's the room with the creepy doll. If you guys have watched any of the White Hill stuff, you've seen that creepy doll in the little rocking chair. And in the first time that we went, we did Estes. Me and Dustin were in the creepy doll room, and then Nick is in like the conjoining room because they have like a door just conjoining to each other. And he got like really cold, and it was
like chills on the back of my neck. It felt like something was near me.
It was crazy. And so we go in there and we're just doing DR60 stuff, and we have the Spirit Talker app on.
Yeah.
This got a little too close to home.
A little too real, too quick.
If I'm being honest, I would say overall for the weekend, this part was my second scariest thing. And we'll get to the first
You'll
one.
See the first one in
like a month.
Probably like a month or two. You're going to see the first one, and that was.
Yeah. Stay freaking tuned.
Yeah. So you just watched White Hill 2. We've got a banger coming up.
Yep.
We won't name it here because we don't want to spoil it. And then an absolute banger after that too.
Yeah.
So that third banger is where Lexi has her craziest experience probably yet.
Of of my entire life, I'd say.
For sure.
Anyway, but
we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves.
But
this was kind of weird.
It made me cry.
Lexi
This was the first time I ever cried.
You guys have seen it.
But it was like, it wasn't because I was scared. It was because I was really having like...
It was an emotional moment for you.
Yeah, but it wasn't because like... I don't know how to describe it. I felt like they poured the emotion onto me. It didn't... Even though I was like... Okay, so what happened? Obviously, you guys saw it. It said our dad's name.
And then it said daughter right after it.
It said daughter right after it, and it said protect.
Yeah.
And then it said some other stuff that I can't remember, but it was just like... It was
weird.
Either mimicking our dad, or we do always ask for our dad and our spirit guides to like put
Protect
themselves
us,
in between us and the spirits, and for sort of like our dad and our guides to communicate with us so that nothing has the opportunity to attach itself to us, which something did follow us. That's a whole other thing before we started doing that.
Yeah. Last trip.
So, yeah, you're going to hear about that. That's a whole episode. But it was like, I just started crying.
Yeah. It was pretty intense. It got pretty real quick. You know what? Another thing I think like that could happen, I'm just like theorizing stuff, like, is like when you have an emotional response, I wonder if like subconsciously you can trigger those things.
Yeah, I mean...
So like if you, like, let's say they project their sadness onto you.
Yeah.
And then it like intertwines with
something what I've got going
sad
on.
About.
Well, what's interesting is that their dad did mysteriously pass away, and they don't really know what happened to him.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like, we also have a whole episode. We're going to go more into our dad's death because there's a lot that you guys don't really...
Yeah, they're going to see that before this one, I think. So.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
You'll have seen that probably.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but then the kids died.
Yeah.
So, and there's like things of them being like looking for their dad, like people get EVPs of that and stuff. So I think it was almost like maybe that's how they could relate it to us.
You were sharing a common heartbreak with the entity that was
right.
There. That's what I think.
Me too. And I think, honestly, I mean, I don't know. We'd love to get your opinion on this, guys, but I sort of feel like ghosts can kind of like read your mind. Like your thoughts are not safe there.
I definitely think so.
Energy. It's like everything is energy. Yeah, we have a body and we have a brain, and that's where it's going on. But like, they're not limited to that.
No, and there's some stuff that happened on this trip that we'll go over more that makes me think that like I just think it's like almost like a unit consciousness in these places of like like one giant thing of energy that like all of these entities are a part of,
and it
tap
just
in and
moves
out of,
around. Yeah,
just because of like sometimes we'll hear noises at one place and then boom, there's a noise at the other end, and I mean that could be two things, but a lot of times it feels like we're communicating with a single person.
Yeah, or maybe that's just how we can. Maybe because we're human, that's just the only way that we can simplify it.
I don't know, dude. It's intense.
It was.
All right, so weird. Oddly enough, and this seems to be a recurring theme already in this episode. We kind of took a break, took a drink. We were going to talk about the next part of our investigation, and we were reviewing the EVPs again on the DR60. We got another leave.
Another one.
This one's probably the loudest one.
It is, and you know what? I'm so glad that we kept these. And we should do that every time and just re-review them, because it's sometimes there's like a lot of things going on. Your adrenaline's going. Yeah. There's other like noises happening. And so sometimes it's not in like a calm environment where we're sitting right now. And we're just so overstimulated that we like freaking miss it. I don't even know how we missed it.
I think we heard this one. I'm thinking maybe we missed the second one. And we knew it said leave again, but we thought it was that second one.
True.
When we reviewed it.
I have no...
We have bad brains, okay, guys?
Yeah, and it's really hard when we've gone to like... We go to these places back to back to back.
It's so draining.
It's so draining, and everything intertwines with one another. So you have to kind of like really recall. And
it's like just one big trip.
Yeah, and once the videos are edited and we watch it back, we're like reliving it, and then we almost like remember it better, because you know how when you're really excited to do something and it's just like going by so quick, and that's kind of how it goes for us. And then since we're doing like so many exciting things like back to back to back, it all like meshes together. And then once we like actually put it into video form, we're like, oh shit, that actually happened.
That did happen. All right, so I'm gonna go over this one. This is probably the craziest one.
Oh
so far. So let's listen to it.
We heard you tell us to leave. We're here for a few more hours. Don't worry, not too long. But can you tell us why you don't want us up here?
Yeah.
That is like so. There's like base behind that. That guy is not happy. Whoever that is.
I think we knew that we had the 2 leaves.
Yeah, and we did.
But I don't think we knew we had the first one that said it before Get Out.
I think so. Yeah. So we got
so crazy.
They really didn't want us in the top.
No.
Which matches your first experience there.
Yeah,
because they literally hurt you to get you out.
Yes, they put a pain through my eye, and I couldn't even stand up, dude.
That was from the first White Hill. If you guys haven't seen it, go back and watch that. But Lexi had an experience in that same upstairs of White Hill where it felt like something was going through her eye. And maybe that was them like physically trying to get you out. We didn't have a DR60 at the time. We couldn't ask them that question and hear a response. So they were like, just get out. Poked your ass in the eye.
Straight up.
Yeah, so I think
that did feel aggressive to me. More crazier things have happened to me at this point. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
But that is the only thing physically that happened to me that felt aggressive.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
I agree. Cause you were like debilitated. You were like,
I was
can't move.
And it looks like I'm, when I watch it back, I'm like, I look so weird.
Yeah.
And then afterwards you can tell I'm like out of it. That one was real weird for me.
I think he sapped your energy there. That was
it's like drained my battery.
I almost wonder too, like if anything makes physical contact with you, it's not like even like they're like, I'm sucking your energy out. It's like that action just takes energy from you. Yeah.
Well, I feel like they're like reading you to a point where it's like drawing stuff from you. Not
it's like downloading information.
Yeah, and then and think about it if I was a computer.
They just plugged a USB into your eye socket.
Literally, if they're like downloading information, gathering information on me, that's using power from my computer, quote unquote, my literal brain. They were like, yeet. Yeah. But
who knows? I mean, we're just theorizing, but like we're just trying to make sense.
What's going down on the other side?
No one knows. So we're just kind of, trying to compare what happens to us to other people and figure stuff out.
Dude, let's talk about the basement.
Yeah.
So we always get good stuff in the speakeasy at White Hill. It's just like, it's a banger down there. But let me tell you, this time was really funny. Last time we went, the first time, I have to burp. Okay, so last time we went, like the first time, we got a lot of stuff, but a lot of it was answering directly to me in the basement. Yeah. Like all of the REM pod was going off towards me. It was lighting up the green one. We still need to figure out like what the buttons, the lights,
colors mean and stuff.
But it was super interesting. And then this time we had the DR60. And the bartender was flirting with me. So much so that Dustin was about to throw hands with a ghostie. So we're, again, pulling out the recorder because we have it. We might as well.
Anytime we have like a verifiable moment we can easily pull up, we should just grab it while we can. So.
Yeah. So, very interesting. I ask it a lot of questions. Now, I ask it 2 questions in a row, and it answers the first one when we go into this, so just keep that in mind because sometimes we're asking questions and it takes them a while, but you have to understand we're sitting there for a pretty long time.
Yeah, and a lot of people think they have to like gain energy to speak and do things. So like we ask a question and it might be like, oh, I am going to answer that, but I have to like draw energy, so it takes a second. So it seems like it took a second, but it answers the question.
Yeah. Also, I'd like to say Nick was asking a bunch of questions with the DR60 before this, and they were not talking to him. And then when I was asking, it was giving responses. That often happens in different places. the spirits will pick a person, and it's you never really know who
like,
it's gonna be.
Exactly, like Dustin in one of the places we went this weekend, and was then, like a couple of the places we were in, he was the only person that would respond. The people there would respond to.
Yeah,
but yeah. So see, I think I took about 6 DR60s before this, and we didn't get anything. And then you asked, and we'll just play it for you here and kind of give you an outline of what goes on.
See, I said maybe there's somebody that can drink with me here, and then I said, "What's your favorite drink?" And it says, "It's me."
Yeah, so I'm gonna play that part again. A little something there, but I can't make it out. So there was a little extra bits there, but sometimes it's like so faint you can't hear it, but you can definitely hear someone speaking.
Oh, for sure.
And then this one,
I think it said it's me again, but I don't want to confirm that.
Yeah, and then this one is pretty
This
wild.
is where the bartender gets flirty, and we didn't really realize it, and then we were live during this time, and the live chat was like, "Yo, they're flirting
with you." So all right, here, check this out.
It was funny.
It says me.
What's your favorite alcoholic beverage?
Oh God! It said, "What's your favorite alcoholic beverage?" You.
What's your favorite alcoholic beverage?
That clip gives me the heebie-jeebies. Even though I want to say I don't think whoever that was being malicious.
Yeah,
I actually genuinely think they were flirting with you.
And I think that they were. Remember, they made fun of me for burping last time.
Yeah, I actually just think the majority of the time we're in the basement at White Hill, we're communicating with like a bartender or like a patron.
Yeah, just somebody who's like down there having fun.
And then like at the end of the first White Hill video, we even said it felt like something else was in the room.
Oh yeah, so the energy changed.
Like I said, 90% of the time we were talking to like a patron or a bartender or something. And that's kind of how bartenders are. Like, they're flirty and stuff like that.
Well, because they're just charismatic and they're, they're meeting so many people. Right, of course. Like, so, it was just funny though.
I thought it was interesting.
Because I didn't even put the 2 and 2 together. And then it was just so funny when the chat was rolling. Oh my God, like, you guys have to.
Yeah, the live streams are a riot, come to them. Dude. They're fun.
They're hilarious.
Because like a lot of times, like, we have so much freaking footage that like the videos I have to trim so much.
Yeah.
So like there is sometimes you're gonna miss some of the funny moments and like you might see the moment, but there might be like a few minutes after that where we're like joking around and laughing about it that just don't make the cut. And like that when we're going live, you get to hear some of that stuff.
Yeah.
So there's like it's like the bonus footage there.
Yeah, and we might upload actually the live streams.
We've been thinking about it. Yeah, we're just trying to figure out the best way.
We can download them on TikTok. So we may just upload them. They don't have all the comments on them, and it is going to be in like a different format. We may be able to clip it in a little bit smaller, but they're like normally a few hours.
Yeah, we'll go like 4 hours.
Yeah, up to 3 to 4 hours. So if that's something that you guys want to see, definitely let us know because we're happy to do that. I mean, we'll probably just upload it anyway because
just to at least test the waters.
Because also you never know, like even though people are in the live stream, they're like chatting away, they're doing things. There could be something that they don't even see that we don't even see when we're reviewing it that you guys find. And I'm like dying for that to happen.
I know.
Because I just know we're going to catch something good.
Well, it happened we think it could have happened at Selma when we were doing the live premiere of the Selma video. Manji, my friend Manji, shout out Manji, little spookster himself.
Yeah.
He said that he saw like the ball move.
Yeah.
And he like timestamped it in the comments of that video. So like that's kind of cool. Like stuff like that can happen. So
because we can't like
it's physically impossible to check every inch of this footage. It is. It's just, and I can't tell you, it's so hard. I like
and poor
doing
Nick,
it
because Nick does mainly all of it.
I mean, I do like most of the editing for the video. Lexi does like a lot of the editing for the TikToks and clipping it out for shorts and stuff like that.
And like the previews and stuff.
She adds like she clips together some like previews and stuff like that. We're a dynamic duo. We're doing our thing.
Boy.
She's very busy. I'm not as busy, so I try and do the bulk of the editing. But it's still like no one man has all that power. You can't.
Not the Kanye.
I'm sorry. I retract my previous statement.
That's okay.
It's before you went crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was it's hard. So we might do that, upload that so you guys can kind of skim through it and see if you find anything. And that's just fun. Sometimes like a lot of times people just put videos on to have in the background and like that's kind of like a creepy thing to have on and be like, "Oh, wow, did you see that?"
While you just like hear something from the other room, you're like, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah.
You just run back while you're cleaning your kitchen.
Yeah, just let us know if you think that's a good idea. So
spooky meter time.
It is spooky meter time.
Mm-hmm.
We do this after every investigation. This is probably one of the only things that won't change with this format because, like we said, we're like
evolving,
experimenting, evolving. But we do like the spooky meter. We think it's cool. Yeah. So we're gonna go in reverse. Last time Dustin went first, Lexi then me because I had a crazy experience the first time. I'm gonna start this time. I gave it a 7, I think, last time. I'm going to drop it down a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and say 5.5, but I want to express that it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, I think it's just that you feel more comfortable in there.
Yeah, well, in general, this trip, we are forged. We have leveled up a little bit. Like we
went to some of the most haunted places in the United States
for sure.
after
White Hill.
After White Hill, and that really varies the scale.
That hardened us quite a bit. Not to mention, like honestly, that first trip, it's kind of just the experience of the first trip, like. After digesting it, going back, like I just in general wasn't as scared to walk into places because I was like, I can do this. So I'm gonna say 5.5. It's no disrespect to White Hill. That place is super active and super haunted. Yeah. I don't feel like anything's gonna hurt me there. Even though I had a negative experience one time, I think I was just freaked out, to be honest with you. Personally, I don't know. That's just my take on it.
Feeling what you were feeling, I don't think it was great. I don't think it was like extremely like malevolent or anything, but I don't think it was nice.
Personally, what I think happened is since you're an empath, you could feel how scared I was, and I just got really. I do think something came.
Maybe on top of, I could feel what you were feeling, and I could feel the energy they were putting in. So like it was like double stacked.
Quick. I was just real. I think I got frightened so quickly and so heavily.
Dustin just did this.
I think I got frightened so quickly and heavily, and then that energy came at the same. It was just like kind of like a whirlwind of energy, and then you felt that from all of it, and it made it feel a little bit worse to you because I went back down there and it wasn't like I felt like I was gonna die or something. You know what I mean? So,
but he was pretty shook up.
I was at that night. I was shook. But like, and we went back now and we left and I was fine and I'm not shaking anymore. I can walk in there. I could probably sleep in that building. Maybe.
I wouldn't say all that. Now.
Maybe not. I mean, maybe floor.
You
I could definitely sleep in the middle floor. I could sleep there. I don't know if I could sleep in the basement or the ceiling or the roof, but
in the ceilings.
If the ceiling of the roof, no.
I'm gonna go sleep on the ceiling of the roof.
So let's go with Lexi's. What's Lexi's scale? You had a 6 before. Okay.
You know what? Honestly, I'm still going to give it a 6.
That's fair.
And the reason that I'm staying at it is because the only time I ever felt like something aggressively got me was definitely up there. And I think that it was even more corroborated with the leave, get out. Like that to me kind of, and I probably would have raised it a little if we hadn't gone to 2 of the most haunted places in America right after that.
Very true. I agree. I do think that's kind of, if we had a DR60 the first time, I bet we would have heard the same thing. Or we would have heard similar things. They couldn't talk to us, so instead they said, "Got your eye."
Well, and we did say, "Oh, you can communicate with us."
Get your eye.
Get your eye. No, we said you can communicate with us however you want, which was like a rookie ass mistake.
Yeah. Got to be careful with what we say. We were much more careful with what we said this time.
You did say that again one time, and I remember. I'm pretty sure you're gonna find it in editing, and I look at the camera like I'm gonna beat his ass.
I may regret saying this.
Oh God!
But I'm I'm almost willing to be like, hey, you can use my energy and you can touch me. I just don't want anything to follow me. So as long as I lay down the groundwork, like you can't follow me, I'm open to having experience where something touches me or something, I feel like kind of bad for a second, but it's like enough for something to like show itself to me.
Right.
Like I kind of like, I feel like the trade-off there's worth it sometimes, but I don't want anything to be like, yeah, gotcha. Get on my neck and just ride my ass home. That's not something I want. So
not on your neck and ride your ass home.
I'm not joking. There's a Sam and Colby video where they bring in a psychic and they put this stuff. She's like, when attachments happen to you, they go in through the back of your neck. I don't know.
Really?
I mean, this is just what she said. But no, and then she brought this water and she's like, you need to put this on the back of your neck. And Sam put it on his neck and he was like, it's burning. And she was like, because you have an attachment on you.
Was it holy water?
I don't know what
we should watch that video.
It was wild.
True.
But so that's just a theory. But I'm just saying,
you know what I'm wondering also? Sorry, not to get on a tangent. But you said when things attach to you, they go through the back of your neck. I mean, I'm almost wondering, because have you ever heard of veiling?
Mm-mm.
So veiling is like a thing in the witch community, like spiritual talk. And I mean, it happened way before that, but that's just how I really know about it, where you put something over your head to protect your energy. So like a hat or, whatever. And it's interesting because in most of these places, at first, I was wearing only something over my ears, and I'm pretty sure both of you guys were wearing beanies or a hat of some sort. And, but because things can go into the back of your neck, I wonder if you like protect that area, like if you have something over it. I mean, not that ghosts can't get through clothes, because yes, they can, but I'm just saying, is it like another layer? Because like veiling is a real thing to like protect your energy just when you go out to like the grocery store or wherever, really.
Well, I mean, if you just in like a less spooky sense, it's like, like I'm going to put my headphones on, I'm going to put my hood up, I'm going to put some glasses on. You probably feel more comfortable walking around if you're like an anxious person, because you feel like people can't access you. They don't have access to you. It's like, that's kind of what it is in a different sense.
Yeah. So that's just interesting that you said that. I don't know. Yeah. We got to do more research about that.
Yeah, for sure. Dustin. Yep. Spooku-moodoo. Let's put to sleep, ladies and gentlemen.
I already know I'm going to be judged for this one. And I'm going to give it a 1. Yes. I wanted to feel like they were following me again. I didn't get that.
Well, can you speak into the damn mic?
I wanted them to be following me like they did the first time, and they didn't do that. But in general, like I've already told you guys, like in the car, because we obviously have been in the car for numerous hours, like it doesn't like scare me anymore. There's moments where it's like, oh, that was kind of creepy, but like.
All right. Well, Dustin takes it down from a 3.5 to a 1.
To be completely honest with you, no offense, Dustin, I kind of want a ghost to like slap your ass or something.
Honestly,
I want Dustin to get rocked.
I don't want him to get rocked,
but I want you to be. I want a reset of your scale from the moment something happens.
I want a reset of his scale from the moment he walks into a building.
I want him to go into a building and go, oh.
Dustin has never, and I mean never, been scared. There was when we were at the second place and we left you to go like when we were about to leave and you were going alone for a little bit, and we knew how you told us to get out, but then for a second we like second guessed something and he goes, oh God, this is so creepy.
Yeah, like I said, like there's moments of creepiness, but like it's not like scared, it's just like, oh, this is weird. Like this is like uncomfortable.
Yeah, we gotta get you a mic over there, buddy, because I can't handle that.
It's all good. You can.
I know they can hear, but they can't hear it that good. And Dustin deserves a mic. Petition in the comments for Dustin. Do you get a mic?
Ridiculous. No, yeah. I will say, you can tell me I'm wrong here. I think he's putting up a tiny bit of a front, because sometimes we'll go places and you'll be like, I'm not going in that room.
Well,
because you're scared of the room.
The thing is, it's not that he doesn't say that he's scared. Here's the thing about childhood trauma. Is that stuff in life really hardens you up. Yeah. So even though he thinks it's scary, he's like, this has nothing on what I've been through. And that's just like the reality of it. Because he had a way rougher childhood than we ever had, which really like, it just hardens you as an adult.
No, I agree.
There's basically nothing
Hardened.
Like, I just don't ever think Dustin's going to hit a 10 on the spooky scale, and I think that we will.
Oh, yeah. Most likely.
I'm not opposed to it. I'm not saying it won't happen.
Right.
If a ghost fucks me up,
yeah,
I'm going to be scared.
Of course.
But
yeah. My point is, like, where was it? It's a place we already were at. So, like, at Fort Mifflin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're like, I'm going to go between these doors. And I was, like, trying to say, like, something. And you were like, oh, fuck no, don't close this door.
Yeah.
Like, you're scared of that moment.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
so,
also, like, in the car, the car, like, this weekend, I was telling you, like, I definitely feel like now I'm not there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
one
think
of the
that's
places
all
you were
of
like,
us.
I'm not going in that bathroom.
Yeah.
So there's rooms.
He didn't want to do Estes in the bathroom.
Okay, that's fair.
And
that's fair.
He did get scared while he was doing Estes in that place, which we're gonna do whatever. You guys just freaking keep watching the videos because they just keep getting crazier.
Dude, they're nuts.
But like, and he did pull himself out of Estes there.
Yeah.
But
that was kind of a good.
He was like, "All right, I'm out." But it wasn't like he wasn't
terrified.
He wasn't freaking scarred. Which
I know. I'm just trying to poke holes in his armor right now.
Yeah, of course.
He's being a little too tough.
I can't believe you gave it a 1. Not even a 2.
I would sleep there on any floor, legitimately.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? I think we're doing that. We should ask Dawn if we can get like a 2 night. If we can get like a 48 hours special. I'm not kidding. I bet you they would do it. A 48-hour special where we stay. Oh my gosh, we could do. You know what would be so cool?
Huh.
If we did like a live stream charity event or something.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
We could look into it and see.
Yeah, let us know
what they allow, but we could try.
Yeah, but like, and maybe the charity event could be for raising money for Whitehill.
Like a 24, maybe it's like a 24-hour one.
Yeah,
I think
but like we get 48 hours so that we can sleep. I'm coming home to sleep. Y'all can sleep there. And so that we can stream at different times and so that we can actually get like videos out of it and stuff. But I guarantee they would let us do that.
Most likely, yeah.
Because if we raised a lot of money for them, that would be cool.
The only problem I think that we run into is maybe that because they would have to have staff there the whole time. So I don't know if staff would want to sleep in that trailer they have. But if we're donating money to them, then maybe. Yeah. Something we'll think about. So.
Yeah, if you guys want to see that, let us know because I think that would be really cool. We could raise a lot of money for Whitehill. They're great. They do amazing things. All their staff is just incredibly knowledgeable and helpful and just so sweet. So, yeah.
So, but I think that pretty much wraps up the postmortem to the return of Whitehill.
Whitehill, I think, just has such a special place in our hearts. We're definitely going to be back. If you guys love Whitehill as much as we do, definitely let us know. I would love to do an event there.
If y'all love Whitehill, comment hearts for Whitehill in the a heart, the emoji for Whitehill.
Yeah, say hearts for Whitehill
in the comments.
And yeah, that's it for us today, guys.
Yep.
But make sure to follow us on all of the other platforms, TikTok, watch those YouTube shorts, follow us on Facebook. Our Facebook reels are kind of popping off, if I do say so myself. And we put out little clippy whippies of these investigations before they go live. So yeah, but for real, now this is it for us today, guys. So we'll see you in the next one. Peace.